What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 5 weeks out physique update from Justin Rodriguez. Now Justin is one of those guys who changes a lot, who changes the most in the last week before the competition. And going by that observation, which has been made by watching him compete for almost half a decade now, his current condition at 5 weeks out of this upcoming Arnold, that does look impressive to say the least. So his former coach, AJ Sims, he posted these videos from 2020 Chicago Pro that I think we can all agree was an unbelievable peak for Justin Rodriguez. And although he did not win that show, Akim Williams came out on top. But Justin was the one who had more success in the following couple of years afterwards. But he was just unable to beat that look again in his career. And that is why it is a common belief among bodybuilders that a certain athlete, he would only look at his all-time best just only a few times during his entire career. And by that I mean, when everything is put together perfectly, when everything clicks, and when the peak is 100%, especially for that half an hour on the stage. Now Justin's prime, that is clearly in his past now. Plus the fact that the competition has just gone way up in the last 2 or 3 years. And on top of all that, this is the Arnold Classic we are talking about. The second biggest show of the year. So as brutal as this sounds, it's just an honest opinion that Justin is a non-factor for this upcoming Arnold. Because there are just too many good guys who are going to be contending for those top 6 spots. And there is just no way a guy like Justin can place as high as top 6 or maybe even top 8 at this upcoming Arnold, considering the kind of lineup we are seeing. Next up, we have a 5 weeks out physique update from the beast Akim Williams. So it is no wonder at all that the man looks this hard and this dry, this far out of the shoe, because Akim has been killing it ever since he started working with Chris as his coach. Now the funny thing is that no one is really talking about Akim as a potential top 5 finisher for this upcoming Arnold Ohio, because considering the fact that how good of a run he had last year, people just aren't talking about him enough. And the reason people are kinda counting him out, that is just based on one thing, his back. Which we have to keep in mind, it isn't his entire back. That is just one shot, the back double biceps. Because his back lat spread, that is actually pretty damn impressive. Especially that is the way it looked last year. Now we all know Akim has that enormous size. And he brings nasty level of detail and conditioning. And he has been so consistent with that, finding that perfect look that suits him so well, and we saw that show after show last year. So what does Akim need to do in order to gain that hype? Well, he's a perfect definition of an aesthetic mass monster, because with all that size that he has, all that muscle that he has packed over the years, still his waistline has remained the same. It is still super small, especially it comes in so nicely in that front double biceps. So the good thing is that Akim Williams is already qualified for the Olympia this year. And that was by winning the big man weekend last year. So this showed the Arnold. That is all about creating an impact. Now I do hope he gets a fair look from the judges, especially during the prejudging. Because based on the Arnold last year, the judges clearly had him in 4th. But Akim thought that he looked the same at both the prejudging as well as at the finals. But we all know that wasn't the case. Guys, Mr. Olympia Signature Series is now live on hostile.com. Use the code FAZI10 to get 10% discount. And click the arrow below to check out all the Hostile products. Next up, we have the physique update from Charles Griffin, who is building his physique back up. And the man is ready to show up with a far improved package, especially a totally rebuilt chest at his next show. I mean, that was the reason he took the whole last year off, because he wasn't satisfied with the way he looked at the Olympia back in 2023. Although that was his personal best in terms of placings as well, and he was good enough to place top 10 at that show. But he just wasn't satisfied with the way his chest appeared on the stage because of that packed here. Now I do not believe Charles has announced who is his current coach, because he was one of those very successful clients of Matt Jensen. And together they made such an impressive transformation, especially after Charles started adding those vacuums in his front shots, in his entire routine, to make his waist appear small on the stage. And credit must be given to Matt Jensen as well. Now Charles was always spot on with his conditioning on the stage. He is one of the most shredded and the most ripped guy on the stage in the current roster of bodybuilding. And that is why he won the Legion Sports back in 2023 to qualify for the Olympiad that year with a very apparent chest injury. Now we know he isn't one of the biggest guy on the stage. He doesn't have enough weight. He isn't very wide shoulder to shoulder. But the fact is the man isn't missing a single body part. He is very complete, especially from the back. His hamstrings, his glutes, his side shorts, they are extremely impressive. And now that Charles has announced that this is most probably gonna be his last ever Miss Olympia this year, I believe the man is gonna put his heart and soul into this year and into this upcoming Miss Olympia. Guys, Gorilla Wear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have a 5 weeks out physique update from Michael Daboul. So this is easily the biggest he has ever looked. 5 weeks out of any show that he has done in the last couple of years. Or I'm gonna say in his entire pro career. Just look at those freaking arms and delts and his current condition. That looks so damn insane. Now this is gonna be a very hard process of making that weight cut off for Michael Daboul, as the man clearly puts on some muscle with every passing off-season. And this physique right here is a proof that even though the Pro League, they increased the weight limits 2 years ago, some of these guys, in fact, almost all of these top guys in the first Olympia call-out, except for Terence Sofin, they are still too big for their respective weights, and they have to suffer to at least certain extent to make that weight. Now Michael Daboul is equally a bigger threat to this year's Arnold Ohio. He might not have the best structure or the smallest waist or the most classic lines in this upcoming Arnold lineup, but the man is extremely muscular and he is the most rare guy in the world of bodybuilding right now. And he can make guys in a decent condition look all soft and watery when they stand next to him. And on paper, Michael Daboul is second in line after Mike Sommerfeld to win this upcoming Arnold. So what are your expectations from Michael Daboul? Will he be able to deliver a shocker? Because that is what he intends to do. Next up, we have an update from Dasia, who is soon traveling to O2 Gyms Kuwait to kickstart his prep for this upcoming season. So is Nathan really doing this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro? Because Stefan, whom he is currently working with as his coach, he did not mention his name in the list of those guys who are doing the Pittsburgh Pro. And the show that he will most probably do, that is gonna be Dubai Pro, Spain and Italy. And all these shows are scheduled in June. And that is why there is still plenty of time left till Nathan has to dive deep into the prep. And Nathan has a reputation of doing very short preps because the man is extremely gifted in the context of how fast he can get in shape and get truly ripped. Now he did announce that he's doing this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, or maybe he just wanted people to talk about him, as he hasn't competed in the US in any show, let alone the Olympia, for almost 7 years now. Now strictly speaking, from the Olympia perspective, Nathan kind of wasted his talent. Can you imagine the last Olympia? That was back in 2018. And there is a high likelihood that we will never ever see him compete on that stage again. He will surely be doing Dubai Pro, because despite of his placings, which was third last year, the show was very well organized, and Nathan really brought his A game, and he just got beat by two guys, Behrouz Tabani and William Bonac. And Bonac was top 7 at the Olympia last year. Next up, we have a natural physique update from Quinton Beastwood. Funny statement, that is right, because running only test, that is considered natural in this day and age. Now Quinton was in the cruise phase for quite some time now, and a big push is about to start before he picks up a show and try to win it this year and hopefully get to the Olympia stage. Now he has been competing as a pro for almost 6 years now, and based on his performance last year, one can easily say that Quinton is getting really close to winning his first ever pro show and get his Olympia qualification. But at the same time, he isn't even remotely close to the level of guys like Samson or Andrew Jack in terms of the size and the overall muscularity and how well they have filled out their frames. So the crucial factor for Quinton this year is going to be how much he's able to hold on to that muscle as he diets down up to a point where he is contest ready, because last year he took 18 months off and got so much hype while prepping for the New York Pro, and some people even had him beating a guy like Nick Walker. And the final results, they were massively disappointing, not just for Quinton, but his fans as well. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more.